California is at the forefront of both innovation and emerging technologies. What we do here in California has a profound effect on how the rest of the country and even the world addresses technology policy issues. In less than 2 decades, we have seen how technology has transformed the way we work, we communicate, and how we go about our daily lives. California is at the center of developing new emerging technologies like the Internet of Things, or IoT, and so many other advances in human progress over the past half century. And no part of our society today is untouched by the Internet and the devices connected to it. The Internet of Things is emerging technology that looks to digitize the physical world with smart things or products that contain embedded sensors, software systems, and network connectivity. The value of the Internet of Things will come from the ability to create smart connected homes, efficient offices, interactive retail environments, intelligent business processes, innovative manufacturing systems, and smart cities. From current mobile devices to wearable health and fitness trackers, to connected vehicles, televisions, refrigerators, and even to light bulb, door locks, and smart communities, the Internet of Things is all around us and quickly becoming the Internet of everything.
I think the biggest potential for the Internet of Things is going to be the convergence of all of these devices with machine learning and data science and data analytics and artificial intelligence techniques. I think the real opportunity is in the convergence of two things that are happening right now, the explosion of the Internet of Things, but also what I think of as the big data revolution. I think the primary risks are in the areas of security and privacy. How can we protect safety critical factors on all of these Internet devices? If I'm wearing a pacemaker, how can I be assured that someone's not going to hack into the pacemaker and cause trouble for me or even kill me? If I have an internet-connected door lock, how can I make sure that some bad actor won't lock me out of my own home? If I have automobiles where the software in the automobiles are updated over the internet for hundreds of thousands of automobiles at once, how can we make sure that all the brakes won't instantly lock up, or even worse, all the brakes fail to work at all? If I have a refrigerator that has the capability to warn me when I'm out of milk or when the milk is spoiling, how can I make sure that that same refrigerator won't notice that I'm taking retroviral drugs for HIV, because those need to be refrigerated, and then tell the world on the internet that I have HIV?
If you think about the advent of a cell phone, if you think about all the things that it does for you today, for me it's my babysitter, it's my team manager, it's my calendar, it's my phone, it's my entertainer. So I used to carry all those things around separately, and now it's in a single device. If we apply that same philosophy to city infrastructure and to city services, the things that a single thing can do for you really is transformative. And that's the foundation for a lot of the work that we're doing at Qualcomm. So, and I think you kind of teed that up around what is the definition of IoT. And I think it starts with the hypothesis that information is really important.
And an essential condition for privacy protection is security. We can't have privacy without it. The Internet of Things is increasing the volume of data collected, as we've heard, and stored, and relies on the internet, which is inherently insecure. Daily reports of data breaches have made all of us aware of the challenges of securing information and of the costs for failing to do so. A clear articulation of a reasonable standard of care for data based on existing laws, jurisprudence, and technical standards could go a long way to define at least a minimum basic level of security. How to bring such a policy framework into play requires innovating. It's probably not simply a matter of enacting laws, nor of hoping for purely technological solutions. Our state, with a history of consumer and privacy protection and the creative engine of Silicon Valley, is well positioned to take up this challenge.
It is staggering, the promise and the benefits of the Internet of Things, and frankly, we just don't even know what it is yet. It's a nascent industry or phenomenon. Those things that probably will provide, someone mentioned earlier, the greatest impact on society probably haven't been invented yet. We have to have that be a countervailing consideration as we look at any sort of public policy that could, in any way curtail that innovation.
We refer to it almost euphemistically as the Internet of Things. However, it represents a significant shift in how we look at technology, from citizens as consumers of technology to citizens interacting in a cloud of technologies, where infinite amounts of data can be collected about us, our environment, and the effects we can have. The Internet of Things holds enormous potential. It can provide richer forms of data and data analysis that will create more contextually rich pictures of our health and environmental footprint on one hand, but potentially also inappropriate use of biological data for things like algorithmic criminology on the other. So I'm here today to discuss key questions for lawmakers, and I believe these questions center a little bit less on the typical topics of privacy and security, and a little more on how we preserve things like free will, moral choice, and human volition. Our emphasis should be less on the technology and more on the information and how we use it to affect the citizenry and not just the privileged few. So specifically, my key questions center on how we can evolve and use technology so that we still determine our future, who will own our data, and how knowledge about the Internet of Things can be distributed across socioeconomic strata.
And consider for a moment how many of the things you use every day are already connected to the Internet. It is estimated that there are more than 10 billion Internet-connected devices. That's a billion with the B for things around the world, and this number is expected to even increase dramatically to an estimated 25 to 50 billion by the year 2025. The commercialization of the IoT has the potential to open up new markets, create jobs, increase productivity for smart communities, and also create value for consumers, companies, government, and the economy. The IoT is predicted to offer a potential economic impact of between $4 to $11 trillion a year in the year 2025. The growth of this emerging technology will require a highly trained information technology workforce to meet the expected demand for these exciting new IoT products and services. Meeting this demand will require cultivating strong public-private partnerships that will enable stakeholders to tackle the very complex technical challenges the IoT is expected to create with privacy, cybersecurity, and also interpreting the massive amount of information generated by IoT devices with data analytics. As our connected society becomes more technologically integrated, the devices we use today are storing more and more of our information on the Internet. While anonymity may have been the norm in the first days of the Internet, today, information collected about us and the IoT devices can be aggregated and used to create an increasingly accurate digital profile of us. We as legislators must engage with multiple stakeholders to find a balance between consumer protection and business innovation with this emerging technology.